welcome back to this month's episode of Tea with Lisa. We missed you last month, but we took a little break, but we're back now. And it is September, so it's library card sign-up month. So we have a special guest here with us today. We have Kristen White from GLS, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the BARD system and tell us a little bit about what she does in her role as state director. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so we'll get right into it. Okay. So Kristen, welcome. Yes. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Could you share a little bit about yourself and what your role is as the GLS state director?
Yes. My name is Kristen White. I am an Augusta resident, actually. I used to be the assistant director of the Augusta-Richmond County Public Library System. I left Augusta to run the NLS program for the state of South Carolina. All of the talking book libraries in the country are part of the NLS network. We're part of the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled. And every state is required to have a talking book library service. So I left Augusta to run the program in Columbia for the entire state of South Carolina and was lured back to Georgia. I love Georgia. I was raised in Georgia. Our main offices here in Georgia are in Atlanta, but at one time we had as many as 16 sub-regional libraries around the state. We used to have a location at the Augusta-Richmond County Public Library System. So I thank Augusta for bringing me to this program. And we ended up closing all the sub-regionals around the state because the program has become so much more efficient now. We did not have to have those satellite locations. So what we try to do out of Atlanta is run a program that mimics the brick and mortar experience for our patrons all around the state. We serve around 14,000 patrons statewide.
Oh, okay.
And we try and travel around the state to let folks know that we have a one-on-one relationship with them. It's not just that they download books. It's not just that we mail them books. Mm-hmm. It's also that we want them to formulate a unique library experience around all the books that they get and read. At your brick and mortar library, when I worked here in Augusta, you could walk in for programs. We used to do a scavenger hunt on Friday nights for teenagers to give them something to do and to also learn how to do research and how to vet information. Okay. And so we're trying to mimic that kind of experience for our patrons around the state. Now, mind you, our program is very specific to a certain type of patron. We call that patron a print disabled patron. Okay. So that is someone who is blind, physically impaired, or who experiences another organic cognitive disorder like ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, and so forth. And we serve through talking books and Braille.
Okay. So Kristen, can you tell me what exactly is BARD and how does it function?
Okay. BARD is our primary app.
Okay.
BARD stands for Braille and Audio Reading Downloads. And you download the app, but you have to be a patron of ours to have a username and password. Okay. Once you register with us, we will issue a username and password. You will tap on the app once you download it, and then you have a bookshelf. Okay. And then you go into BARD and you tell BARD what you'd like to read. Right now, on my bookshelf, I have 19 items. We had an author, Wanda M. Morris, who just wrote a book called Anywhere You Run. Okay. That is the top of my list.
Okay.
Wanda did a book talk for us virtually. So we had folks log in from the entire state to listen to Wanda talk about her writing process. Okay. But they had already listened to the book. And she was so impressed with our patrons. We had about 15 people on the phone call. And our patrons had all kinds of questions for her about her characters and her process. And they really, really got into it. And the one thing about audiobooks is that you can rewind, you can fast forward, you can listen as many times as you need to so that it kind of penetrates into your brain and you really get a chance to think about things. Mm-hmm. And she was so impressed with all the thoughts that our patrons had. We were really excited. It was a very thought-provoking session. And she said she would come back and do another one for us. And again, since it's a virtual session, you can be anywhere in the state, log into our Zoom platform and talk with her and have these conversations. So, but the book itself, once you download the book, it gives you all the bibliographic information. Okay. You press the button. And the face of the book, the face of the app looks just like our talking book machines. You press play,
such as photo captions and notes,
and it starts to play.
appendices,
You can fast forward.
public library of
So it's very user friendly then.
Very
Okay.
user friendly. And a lot of people ask if we have patrons who are blind and they can't see the phone. How do they know what to do with the app?
Yeah.
Well, everything on the app is arranged the same way as the talking book machines are. And the talking book machines are tactile. So your muscle memory will show you, once you find the play button, you know that the button right next to it is rewind. The one right next to it is fast forward. There are all audio prompts and everything. So whatever you press, it's going to tell you what you press. And it's audio books.
Yeah.
Any other service that you download audiobooks from, there are usually restrictions. Of course, there are for-pay services. There are also services that you can get through your public library, but a lot of times you have to be put into a patron queue. So if somebody has that virtual book checked out, you have to wait until they check it back in.
Okay.
We do not have those restrictions. Once you actually become a patron of ours and you start downloading things, you can download immediately. You can download as many times as you would like to. You can have up to 250 books a month.
Wow. That's a lot of reading.
Right. And we have patrons who actually download 250 items a month. You'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
But our patrons really enjoy the service.
Okay.
And again, once they learn how to use the service, it becomes pretty easy to do. We also have reader advisors on call Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our Atlanta location. So they will answer questions. And a lot of our reader advisors actually become virtual friends to our patrons. They suggest books to patrons. They talk to them. They help them problem solve.
So it's a good one-on-one.
Correct. And again, it's our attempt to try and mimic that brick and mortar experience that you have when you walk into your local public library in your city.
Is there a fee associated with using BARD?
There is never a fee associated with using BARD or any of our services. Here in Georgia, our department is located under the Georgia Public Library Service, but nationally we are a part of the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, which is an agency of the Library of Congress. All that is publicly funded through taxpayer dollars. So there is never a fee. You don't have a late fee if you turn in a book late, which is kind of hard to do.
Go ahead.
We do have patrons that are in seniors facilities, correctional facilities, and so forth, and it makes it kind of difficult to charge them fines. So again, because this is a publicly funded program, there are no fines and no fees involved. We are good stewards of government property, and so we do make sure that people aren't abusing the privilege. We do have rules in place to allow people enough leeway to freely use the program, but to not abuse it.
Okay.
So, but there are no fees and no fines associated at any time. We don't even have a mechanism to take money.
Okay. So BARD is accessible in every state, though, right? You did mention that. I think that no matter what state you live in, you can access.
And it's not only accessible in every state. If you are a U.S. citizen overseas, we actually have a librarian at NLS that will contract with you and work with you so that you can receive services overseas as long as you are a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so like military families or whatever that are overseas.
Yes, and we were actually founded almost 100 years ago for veterans. The record business, as we know it, a lot of the technology that came into the record business came out of our program. They used to mail huge record players and celluloid records to veterans so that they could listen to books if they had been blinded in World War I.
Oh, wow.
So that's how we started.
Well, that's a little interesting tidbit. Because I didn't realize it had been around that long. So I was thinking it was maybe, last 20, 30, 40 years maybe.
1931.
Wow.
We started in 1931.
And that's interesting, that the connection with the military too. So, All right. Well, how frequently is the BARD system updated with new reading materials? Is that every month, or how often does that happen?
We get a monthly update, so there are things added every month, but they add in between whenever they get new books. A lot of the books that we get now are the audiobooks, the mass market audiobooks that you would purchase, on a for purchase site.
Yeah.
The publishers, they do a special annotation for us, but they allow us to use those books. So whenever those publishers give us new things, our system is updated with new information and new titles. Now, the Bard itself is available in a couple of different formats. There's a Bard Express. There's a Bard where you can actually read your books on a computer as opposed to actually downloading the app.
Okay.
And all that has been encompassed into a program called Bard 2. That was just instituted probably about a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
So you go to the Bard website and you have credentials, you can see all those different options and the way that you can actually access the Bard system. So we're excited about that update. And again, with the regular addition of items, it just makes the program a very dynamic program. There's I think 250,000 titles, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong with that number.
Yeah.
But then we also have a program called the Marrakesh Treaty, where we are able to get foreign language materials from other countries, and they can be added to the program as well. So we're also updating foreign language materials that are not from American publishing houses and are not in English. So that regularly adds to the updates as well. So
what steps must a new user follow to get started with the Bard system? Can you walk us through that?
Well, you have to first register as a patron of ours. You can go to our website, gls.georgialibraries.org. That's gls.georgialibraries.org. And you get all the information from the website. It has applications. If you're registering a youth who is younger than 18 years old, they do have to fill out what's known as a parental acknowledgement form. Okay. So a responsible adult has to sign for them saying that they are allowed to use our service. Okay. And then once you get registered, we will send you credentials, a username and a password to be able to get into Bard, or we will send you one of our talking book machines. And that is what this is here. This is actually our newest talking book machine.
Okay.
It is the DA2, the Digital Advanced 2 machine. And again, it is property of the U.S. government.
Okay.
So there's
got it on there.
It's on there. Exactly. And we will send this machine to your house free of charge. Again, you don't even pay postage to be a part of our program. Okay. This is all mail-free matter for the blind.
Okay.
When you receive it, there are visual instructions, and there are also instructions in Braille. And you may not be able to see that, but it's tactile Braille for our blind patrons. Patrons then request the cartridges that they would like. Okay. And we mail the cartridges free of charge, too. They come in these blue cartridge cases. This is an address card that will have your address on it. Okay. And on the inside of the card, it will list what is actually on the cartridge. Okay. When you want to mail it back to us, you just turn the card over. Our address is here. You mail it back again, free of charge. Okay. No fees, no fines, no postage. Awesome. To listen to the book, you turn the machine on. Okay. I was going to ask you, can you show us how this, walk us through how this works?
The NDA2 reader. Please wait.
Is that volume?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I talked about the buttons before, there's the big green play button. And as I showed you on the Bard machine, on the Bard app.
Bookshelf, 0, books. Okay. Entering key describer mode.
Fast forward.
Press any button to get a description.
Give it the cartridge in. And press play.
Invalid bookshelf, 1, book. Copy cartridge contents to internal storage. Info to confirm. Any other. I, Michael Bennett, playing from cartridge.
I, Michael Bennett. By James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge.
James Patterson is one of our more
DB
popular.
75150.
So.
Copyright 2012 by James.
That's all you do. And it's a very sturdy machine, so you have people who may have mobility issues. It's really easy to handle. Okay. If you drop it, it's probably not going to break. It takes a whole lot of work to break this thing. Yeah. All the buttons are tactile. There are also Braille instructions next to each button, so that it labels it as well. This can be charged, so you don't always have to have it tethered to a cord.
Okay, I was going to ask you, is it battery charged, or you plug it in? Or
That you can plug it in and charge it, and it will stay charged. I think it starts to let you know you need to recharge it at around 29 hours of battery life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It will last for years. We can replace the batteries for you. And again, if you get a faulty machine or a machine that has a battery issue, just send it back to us free of charge and we'll send you a new one.
Okay.
So that's how easy this is.
These remind me of little cassette tapes. That's
Exactly.
how I'm dating myself now. This reminds me of cassette tapes.
I date myself all the time because I call them cassettes.
Well, this actually, when you pull that out, that looks like an 8-track tape. So that really...
it really does. And I think also it adds to the appeal for a lot of our patrons because it does bring that kind of sense of familiarity.
Yeah.
The equipment is not overwhelming. It's not hard to use. You know, a lot of times when you see new computer equipment, that kind of stuff, it's like, wow, how do I do that? What do I do? And the learning curve can be a deterrent. Okay. But with this, it's kind of comfortable. Once you learn which buttons to push.
It looks like it would also be kid-friendly, like user-friendly for children or young teenagers or so. One
of the things we encourage parents to do for their children who are in our program is to get the app for daytime use. And then at night, get cartridges. And there is a setting on the machine, a sleep setting. So you can let it play for like 30 minutes. You can put the sleep setting on, let it play for like 30 minutes, and then it'll cut off. So the child can be reading at night, but they're not on their personal device, maybe going to another site or doing something that they really have no business doing.
Yeah.
And it's not going to play all night long. They'll be able to listen almost like, nighttime story time. Yeah. They'll be able to listen for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then it's going to cut off, and the child will be able to sleep in peace. So.
Okay. Very good. That's interesting. You got me wanting to get one of those now.
Give me a call. Give me a call. You qualify.
How does the Georgia Library Service ensure that BARD system is user-friendly and accessible for all patrons?
We also do demonstrations of all this. So you can call a reader advisor. They can do a virtual demonstration. We have videos on YouTube. That's one of the ways we try to ensure that it's user-friendly. That we make as many opportunities as possible available to our patrons for demos so that they can learn at their own pace and in a way that makes them feel the most comfortable.
So do you, when y'all are coming up with all of this, do y'all get input from your users, say what would make this better, or how can we, so you get some input from persons with different disabilities?
We have two groups. We have a friends organization, and they kind of support us financially, but they also support us with information. But we have a consumer advisory council. So our consumers that consume the product, there is a group of about, I think there are 11 people on we call it the LCAC. And they come to us and they tell us, we don't like this, we do like this. Can we be a part of the pilot program for this new aspect of something that NLS is trying to do? Can you see about changing this, or who can we talk to at NLS about making an improvement to this service? We take a lot of input from our patrons, and we have the LCAC as the official organ to do that through. But again, any patron can call us and say, I don't like this, I do like this, how can we take this to the next level? Oh, okay. So are there any other things you see coming on the horizon as far as updates or enhancements? So we are on the tail end of our 2025 GLS road trip. Our goal initially was to visit a public library system every week this year. We have exceeded our goal, actually. So we reconfigured the goal. Now we want to visit every public library system in the state. So we are down, I think, to about 12 library systems, and I think there are 15 weeks left in the year. So we've got a little bit of wiggle room. But Augusta was one of the first public library systems that we visited. The director here, Emmanuel Mitchell, is a wonderful supporter of GLS, and his staff is fantastic. He's got a couple of staff members. We have what's called an ambassador program, GLS ambassador program, and the ambassadors are public library employees, and we're seeking to get someone from every public library in the system in the state, but we're not quite there yet. But Augusta has some wonderful ambassadors for us, and they take our information out into the community. So when they do outreach, when they have events at the library, they mention our program to folks who may qualify, or people who may be caregivers of folks who qualify. And so that was the purpose of the road trip, to kind of engage a little bit more with the public libraries and to go see our ambassadors on their home turf. So we're very excited. We have gone, I think we started in Catoosa County in January. And the week before last, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was down in Worth County and Moultrie, Colquitt, down in
Georgia has so many counties.
Yes. But it's been a wonderful experience and a wonderful way to not only take our word out to folks, but to meet the folks that we only see on a list or behind a computer screen, to actually put names and situations and locations to the voices that we talk to at GLS. So.
Was there anything else you wanted to share with us, maybe that we didn't touch on?
Well, again, I'm just so excited that you all are going to be having the sign-up day here. Christina has been a wonderful supporter of ours, and we'd love to support her in this initiative. But we encourage folks to come out to that day. You can play with some of the equipment. You can sign up. We'll have applications available for you all. I'm going to try and see if we can get a staff member out here, or if I can come myself, and just shake some hands and talk a little bit more about what we do and why we're here. The public libraries right now are in a very interesting situation. And so what I really think we as public library employees have to do is to make ourselves available to the public, to say, we're here to serve you. We're here to serve you how you want to be served. What books do you want? What programs do you want? What services do you want? We're not dictating this to you. We expect you to dictate it to us, and we'll make ourselves available to you to make that happen.
I got a quick question for you that I just thought of. So if there's a book I want and it's not available yet, can I ask about that, or can I suggest that be added, or how is that a whole process? Or?
You can suggest it. We can send you a link, and you can send it directly to NLS through that link, but we can also talk with you about it and make the suggestion through email to NLS. And we do send them all suggestions. We don't edit. We don't censor. Any books that you think need to be included in our collection that are not there, we will pass that on. Actually, our summer reading program, we do have cookbooks, and we had a audio program that was virtual for the blind, Cooking for the Blind.
Awesome. Okay. Well, don't forget, so what she mentioned earlier was about the GLS registration day that we're going to be having here at Walton Options, and that is going to be on October 22nd. It's all day, so you don't have to register. You can just drop in, and you can play with the equipment and hopefully get your questions answered. And again, that'll be here at our office at Walton Options at 948 Walton Way. So I want to thank Kristen for coming in today. I appreciate it. Appreciate you sharing all that information. There's a lot of good information, so a lot of stuff I'm sure our viewers may not have even been aware of. So I want to thank you all for tuning in for this month's episode of Tea with Lisa. I look forward to seeing you next month, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And you can find us on any of those. And if you want to watch past episodes of Tea with Lisa, you can just do that on our Facebook page. Just go to Reels and check that out. So if you have any questions, anything to do with disability questions, anything you need help with, just give us a call here at Walton Options at 706-724-6262. And I look forward to seeing y'all again next month. Bye.
Thank you, Lisa. Bye.